Hello and welcome to the Miscast table, and today we're doing another episode of the podcast, and I have my friends with me, and first we have the man from the farthest part of Sweden, Martin. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
And we have the biggest mustache in the room, Jonas. What's happening?
Quite well, recovering from a cold, but back to the painting, back to the hobby.
And lastly, he who has no mustache, Måns.
The smallest mustache in the
mustache.
room. But you're gonna beat Jonas soon if you keep going, maybe.
I'm pushing it.
Yeah. I had to shave mine because my mother-in-law is coming. But otherwise things are great with me, even though I'm mustache-less.
That's very sad.
Yeah, in the cold. It was 25 degrees below zero today. Very cold.
I walked a bit and it was chilly.
Yeah.
Very cold.
Very chilly.
Have anyone been doing any painting lastly?
Yeah, I have. I've been painting my white lions.
White lions.
Yeah,
Really?
So, yeah, I'm getting ready for the tournament. So I have 15 white lions on the painting table right now. And they are great to paint. As far as like hives go, it's like the best.
I have the feeling that elves in general is the worst to paint because they need to be neat, clean. Yeah. It's so much pressure painting elves.
So white lions have the fur all over the back, boots with the fur.
Boots with the fur. And the apple bottom jeans.
Yeah, apple bottom jeans as well. And you just paint them in brown, and then you can do some dry brushing.
Yeah,
and they look great. So.
Oh, that's fun.
But why only 15?
I only have 15 at the moment. I'm looking for another 15. So if I get a hold of those, I'm gonna do another 15. Otherwise, I'm gonna go creative with the
unit fillers.
Yeah, but I want another 15. So keep your eyes peeled.
I have 20 at home, but they're painted.
No.
So then you have to repaint them.
That you can sell?
No, but you can borrow them. I won't sell my high-ups. That's a tedious task to get to the finish line with a finished army.
Yeah. So. Anyone else painting something fun?
Painting Golgfag Man-Eater for the upcoming event in Umeå.
Golgfag is he one of the Dogs of War?
Yeah, it's the he has 3 versions, but it is the Dogs of War version that I'm currently painting.
I have to check them out.
He has really fun rules. It's kind of fun model as well. They are so detailed. There's a ton of like skin patches, battle scars, different weapons on each of the models in his group of Golgfag's man-eaters. So it's a fun model to paint, and luckily they are only 6, so you get a lot of unit and points for just 6 models.
I bet there's some rats at your table.
Yeah, a few. Since we have another tournament in February, right?
Yeah, I think it's early February.
Yeah, with the AI generated list, and I got the tedious task to paint about 95 Skaven models.
95?
Yeah, I think so. It's almost 100 at least.
I don't have it a lot better because I got 80 Night Goblins.
80
Night Goblins and 20 Goblin Wolf Riders for my AI list that I have to paint. So.
Okay, but since you're getting Night Goblins, you have to do unit fillers for them.
No, I'm probably just gonna spray them all black and then I just paint the skin and stuff, and maybe I do some like grey parts on the cloaks to make them pop. But I'm gonna make it super easy for me.
But I've been experimenting with unit fillers to try them out. So I have some generic for Skaven and some specific for the what are they called? Plague monks. Yeah.
It was something that we saw when we were at the first tournament, that people were using unit fillers and they can look great.
Yeah.
They can make an army pop. Before I felt like a unit filler was cheating, but it's kind of that's wrong. A unit filler can make an army much cooler.
Yeah, I thought it was as cheating.
Yeah, but it isn't.
It can ease up the rank and file aspect of those, because sometimes you have 1 or 2 specific models that just stretches onwards everywhere, and if you have him next to a unit filler, then you solve the problem. So I got no issues with unit fillers. That's
on my painting table. There's Temple Guard for Lizardmen, and there I use pillars from. It's a Age of Sigmar kit for scenery where you have some pillars. I don't remember what kit it is, but they look great. Having
isn't it like the temple set?
Yeah, it's a temple set, but it's like Sigmar Age Shrine or something from the AOS scenery stuff that I use with it, and they look great. That's currently on the table. I don't remember if we actually talked about the AI tournament.
No,
Leslie?
we haven't done that yet. No.
So on a quick note where I will host a tournament, and the tournament will have AI generated list. So everybody just send, I want to play this army, I want to play this army, and I want to play this army. And I sat down with ChatGPT and I told him politely, generate a list 2,500 points with this army. And I had to do some changes because he has like the 6th edition point rules. So the points on all the units are from 6th edition and we are playing 8th. So it's some back and forth. And then, but as soon as I get within 50 points, so between 2,450 to 2,500, I accept the list. So everyone got list generated. That's why we have a lot of Skaven, and I think Mons, the Wolf Riders, very unusual
I got
playing.
30 Wolf Riders in
Yeah.
total.
That's kind of that was one of the back and forth where I need 50 points more, and then he added more Wolf Riders until he got correctly.
Yeah, but I bought a second-hand batch of like 24 Wolf Riders, I think, a few days ago. So I have the models now.
And you got them cheap too.
Yeah, I got them pretty cheap. I think I paid like $40 or something.
Oh,
$50.
For 24, that's a good price.
Yeah, they're out of print as well. And the new Wolf Riders that they sell for Orcs and Goblins, it's like 500, I think, for like 5 of them. So, yeah.
But the thing with the list I got is that it's lacking the synergy that you're looking for. That's the most problematic part from my part. Like I have Plague Monks, but no Plague Sensor Bearers. Instead, there's another unit of Plague Monks. I have, I think it's 3 units of Slaves, and that's not a problem, but they're small.
Well,
So-
that's what I feel is the fun part, that everybody got bad lists.
Yeah.
Jonas had a really strong list.
Jonas got a strong list.
You got?
Yeah, I probably got like a list I would build myself.
Oh.
It was like tournament
Yeah,
ready.
and also your list was the absolute least amount of effort for my sake. I just, but ogres, did they exist in 6th edition, or did they come for 8th edition?
No,
Ogre
they
Kingdom.
come at the end of 6th, and they had a like 7th edition book, I think it was. Or 6th edition
Maybe Ogre
was-
Kingdom was the last book to release in 8th edition. I know something with Ogre Kingdom, but either way, ChatGPT nailed that list.
Yeah.
I just told I don't think I had to do like one change or something.
So Jonas is the favorite, no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure, no pressure. No, but it's gonna be a fun tournament, and even though I think I got a strong list, it is nice to use the AI tool to just mix everything up, so that you get, so you don't have like the strongest list builders are the one that are favorite going into the tournament. Everyone has their own like disadvantage from the AI to deal with.
Yeah.
We made a thing of it where we said that the tournament is in a couple of months forward. Let's meet up every week and do some painting.
Yeah.
So because we know that everybody's gonna get something new they have to paint. So trying to do the best of the situation. But I think it's gonna be fun. Let's see.
Got over 100 models each to paint.
Yeah.
I got 5.
Oh, I have almost 101 Warp Lightning Cannon, I think,
But
that I need to paint.
I choose the army where I have the most stuff. So it was I don't know what he would have picked that I don't have, to be honest. Well, he did.
Counts?
Vampire Count. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
playing Vampire Count, so I have a lot of Vampire Counts.
Spirit hosts. You don't have that many.
No, I don't have a lot of Spirit Host, but in other ways of painting 500 Spirit Host, how hard is that?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
white
Yeah.
primer, contrast paint
No,
ghost.
the only model that I don't have that he chose for me was Blood Knights. but I'm painting up some Blood Knights.
Blood Knights is a fun unit, I think.
I think I have the newest kit, and they look a little bit tedious to paint. So I'm a little bit scared of painting them, to be honest.
Okay.
The last time we had a lot of the table that I'm done with the things I had on my table. Have you cleaned your table from the last time? I had Skinks, Troglodon, and a Teto Echo that's done.
Yeah, I had some Tomb King's chariots
Yeah.
and set it up. And I'm done with all the chariots, but I'm not done with the crews. So the chariots and the bases are done, but I have both Cetra and the crews remaining. So I'm like 80% done. And then I jumped a new project. So my paint table is full of like half-finished stuff. So I'm pretty close. How are things looking for you, Jonas? Are you done?
No, it's roughly the same. I paint them to that they are like 90% done. Like the demons, they have their bases left. They are done in like every other aspect. But and I have my Dogs of War projects that are still like ongoing. Yeah.
I think that's more usual for a Warhammer painting table. That it's a lot of things that not get done.
But we have one exception, Martin. You like just
you had the
churn
boat
through them,
right?
Well, yeah, I have the boat as well, and I got some minor fixes to do, and then I'm gonna paint camouflage. But I'm not sure. I haven't done it before, so I'm guessing a lot of masking and painting one day, and then waiting 24 hours and repeating for 2
you do
weeks.
that with the airbrush pretty nicely if you have good masking tape on.
Yeah, but there's I've been reading up on the specific camouflage, and there's rules about how they can't be 90-degree angle, and they can't be in a specific there's rules to camouflage patterns to fulfill its purpose. So that's gonna be a fun challenge, and the rats is just it's just to bite down and do it.
But you don't have any backlog, right?
No, that's the rat backlog I created like 2 days ago. But
That's crazy.
really nothing else.
I have probably like a 3 or 4 year backlog if I was supposed to paint all of mine. Like it's so much stuff.
Okay, but I'm sort of looking forward to it because I haven't done a batch painting of monopose models ever. Because I tried on one to get the color scheme, and then this is going to be easy because there's no. You learn like the angles by the 5th or 6th model. You learn the progress. There's no differences.
Painting a lot of models, you learn where to cheat.
Yeah.
You know that I can do these steps and it won't look bad later. So you learn how to cheat. So I found it the best way to get stuff done, but it is boring.
It is boring and tedious. But I've heard some people just paint the outer rim of the tray, like the models, the outer models, the 5 and 3 and 3 and 5, so like 16 models in a 20 block, or just the outer models, and the inner models just paint by 3 colors.
I think it's even in an older book of Warhammer rules. They explain that you can paint something clever by painting the first row very good, and then the second row not to the top, and the last row like only the heads, because when you look from an angle you will not see the middle part of the model. So it's probably ever do how they wish to.
Yeah, and this is a pretty good segment into the next thing we're going to talk about, which is other YouTube creators, because one of the people I watch on YouTube is the Painting Face, and he used to be one of the painters for Games Workshop. And what he said about painting is that the heavy metal team, when they had for Warhammer Fantasy, the heavy metal team did like the first row, and then it was his task as like he wasn't like the parade painter, more like for other things, and his job was to paint the back rows. So they didn't have to have the same standard as the heavy metal team, and that is kind of the same concept that also Games Workshop uses.
I don't remember where I read it, but I'm pretty sure it was in an actual rule book from Games Workshop. They recommend that this is a good way to paint to make it go faster.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
It's funny that they did it. I didn't know that they did it. They actually did them themselves, but it's also logical. Why pay someone to paint a model that no one's gonna see?
Yeah. And today we're thinking about talking a bit about other creators on YouTube, what we watch ourselves, both like painting, battle reports, and that kind of stuff. And since I brought up the painting phase, I can talk about them a little bit. It's like a group of friends or colleagues, and at least one of them is a former Games Workshop employee. He's both worked at the store and as a store manager, and then he has been on the painting team, and I think he's ran one of the painting teams as well. And they do like a podcast stuff, like setting, and they interview different people who are like both active in the hobby scene. Maybe they have their own like sculpting companies, former Games Workshop employees, and a lot of people that are really active in the hobby and have done interesting stuff for the hobby. They make great content. I listen to them a lot while I'm painting, so that definitely sounds.
But it's just a podcast. Like there's no instructions, painting instructions.
They do that as well. I know they have for the World Eaters. He shows how to paint them really fast. He do like a base coat with, I think it's called brass something. It's one of the primers that are metal color for Games Workshop. And he paints the World Eaters based on that. And they look really good, and he make it go really fast as well.
The brass paint that is out of print, maybe?
Yeah, the one that you use for...
Rune Lord Brass.
Rune Lord Brass.
It was a pain to get a hold of.
Yeah.
But what kind of creators do you look at, Andrea? Maybe for like battle report for fantasy. What is your go-to?
I would say that when I go into YouTube to search for Warhammer content, there's like 4 different types of content: battle reports, painting tutorials, news, and lore. Yeah, but the last one I fairly listen to. And if we go into, I want to look at battle reports, there's 2 main segments of creators. I feel like it's 2 main segments. One, there's like easy to watch, paint while you listen to them, and they talk a lot. And then you have another kind of creator where they actually learn, they're trying to learn you something tactical, and you get some learn how to play better. And I want to bring out 10 Island Gaming as when I want to look at an episode and kind of try to get better. I often look at them because their matches are very tactical. They are not nice to each other. They have hard lists, so they actually try to win on stream. Where maybe other streamers, they don't actually try to win. They're more like having fun. I have I sent you an episode, a couple of you, where I said this is my favorite battle report ever, or one of my favorite ever. And then he's called Ash. Today he has an own YouTube channel that called Gorilla Miniatures.
Yeah.
And he's playing a man or gentleman called Lawrence. It's episode 9 of Old World Wars in Minimore Gaming. That's one of the absolute best battle reports I have seen, because they are very good explaining what they're doing. It feels like they play a perfect game. I'm not sure, but it feels like they know the rules by heart, and they play very a gentleman sport. So it's that's the 2 kinds of content I search for when I look for battle reports. I do the one that's just easy to watch, listen to, and the other one is competitive. And competitive, I think 10 Island Gaming is really nice. I don't have a favorite on the just listen and watch to it. It depends.
Yeah, but stuff like 10 Island Gaming is really good, but it requires that you have some knowledge about the game before.
Yeah, so and you have to watch it.
They summarize it very shortly, and that's really good when you have good knowledge of the game. Yeah. But if it's, as a beginner, it can be difficult to follow, and then maybe the longer ones are better.
They are 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you have to watch it to actually keep up and understand what they're doing. if I watch Ash at Guerrilla Gaming, or if I watch Mountain Miniatures, Steve, it's more like have it in the background and do something else, because you don't have to. They play so slowly, so you know what's happening in the game. They play normally. It takes 2.5 hours, so you can keep up even if you don't watch it.
Yeah, I have to agree, because I also put on Mountain Miniatures when they play, if it streams or handheld. That's for me to listen to while I paint, and if there's something interesting, I look at the screen, but mostly I just listen. If I want to watch and learn something, I watch a channel called Bunker Gaming. Not that frequently updated, but good solid short reports where they explain what happened and why they made the choices they did. So that's my two choices, at least.
What do you watch, Jonas? What is your go-to?
for battle reports?
Yeah.
Specifically for battle reports, I kind of like a fellow called Rogue Element Gaming, Ray.
Yeah.
Puts out quite a lot of 6th edition content. And somehow I've always wanted to get into 6th edition as well. So it's nice to watch his kind of battle report. It's the one where he has lots of interesting friends that he brings to the table, usually really well painted armies, and he films everything from his perspective and narrates everything through the video. So you can either watch it very actively, or you can just have it in the background, and you can get a feel for what is happening just by having him talk you through the game. At times I think it's kind of fun to watch a channel called Spitfire Gaming, I think they're called. They often cover games that they've played from the Triple Crown events.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to get an input from the current meta, try to understand, okay, why are they having so many monsters, why are they having this kind of style of army, and it's more on the competitive side.
So he breaks down the tournaments, or how does he?
He either recaps them at times, or he brings friends or people from the YouTube community into his games, and they talk and discuss recent events. So it's kind of like a shorter format. You don't always get a full video stream. It's more like a podcast setup at times.
Okay.
I can say that we can link to all these channels down below, since it's easier for people to find them, if you want to check some of them out. But
I have one final. I think there's this guy. I found him just recently. I think he has 2 battle reports up.
Yeah.
But I think he is super potential for making good battle reports. He is it's called Dive In, something like that. Dive In YouTube or something, and he makes Dungeons and Dragons content, but his battle reports are really, really well narrated. He's going into the game master role when he narrates them.
Yeah.
So it's you have a dungeon master that goes through the battle report, and it's
nice.
Super charismatic when he talks about them. So
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fun channel.
Yeah. For me as well, I watched the people you mentioned, mainly Ten Island Gaming and Mountain Miniatures. But I'm also a bit divergent here, because I watch a lot of 40k battle reports, even though I don't play 40k. I've never played a game of 40k, but I watch a lot of tabletop tactics, which make battle reports for 40k. And that is a bit weird, I guess, since I don't play the game. But I think the hosts at that channel are really fun, and even though you're not that into the game, you still have a good time. So I watch a lot of that while painting as well.
Yeah, in 40k I watch Tabletop Tactics, Play on Tabletop, and what are they called? Winter's SEO, and he's also a super narrative player who does the first person perspective on games, and he explains the choices and sort of narrates the game all the way through. 40k is fun to look at or listen at while I'm painting, but
kind of think that 40k, if you compare to the YouTube scene, they are one step ahead of fantasy content
Yeah.
when it comes to the quality of battle report.
Yeah, the really good camera angles, really great setups.
And well produced as well.
Yeah, really well produced. I think in some ways 40K might be a bit easier to do battle reports on, just based on the fact that movement isn't as important. Or as important, but it's not such a big part of the game. A lot of creators skip movement, and that is a thing that can become a bit long and tedious maybe in fantasy, even though it's such an important part of the game.
And they have objectives in another way than fantasy, so you can pivot the game around by actions, not just consequences of battles.
And generally, I would say that it's more views on 40K. So if you have a professional studio that works with, that has like a good equipment, if they are gonna make a video to get money back, they more or less have to do some 40K, I guess.
Yeah, fantasy scene is pretty small. The largest one out there right now that does like mainly fantasy is Mountain Miniatures, and he's like, what is he? I'm not sure. We can put the subs up on the screen, but that is like the roof of the fantasy scene right now. That's like the biggest creators out there. So there's compared with 40K creators, it's a large difference in the amount of viewers for the game.
I have noticed if we skip to news kind of producers, I have at least I feel like this when you search for news about fantasy now, you get so much new old world, and it's so many new creators. I mean, it's so many names that I haven't seen. So I think that 40K is of course much bigger, but I think the fantasy scene is growing like crazy now, and it will start to grow a lot with amount of creators and amount of views.
Yeah, and I think doing just news videos is a better way to get views than battle reports. Like the number of views for news videos is a lot higher, but I think that might be because it's a short format as well.
Yep.
Like there's big investment watching like a 2-hour battle report compared to like a 8-minute news segment.
Yeah. And on the news side, do you have any creators that you watch a lot, or is it just
me myself? No, but not on fantasy, to be honest. But this is also for 40K. But I watch Osbeck's Tactics. Have you seen that guy? He makes like
I think so.
It's like PowerPoint presentations.
Yeah.
Of like 40K models. Yeah.
I've seen
And
it.
he does a lot of tactic stuff, and he also covers like news and the Christmas battle boxes stuff.
Yeah.
So I watch him quite a lot, and if we were to be like really good at making a news segment, I think that guy is the gold standard. He makes it very easy, but very good, and he makes like 2 or 3 videos a day.
No,
Like it's
really?
insanity. Yeah,
Oh.
he makes so much videos. I've never seen anyone who does that many videos, but I watch him quite a lot.
Yeah, but it's fun with someone who is passionate.
Yeah, but it must be his full-time job. Like you can't do that if you have a regular.
No.
That sounds insane.
Yeah. Do Martin, Jonas, do you have any news people that you watch?
I mostly read like forums and on the web in general. I don't watch a lot of news. If I see something from a creator I often watch, I usually click it, but I don't search for information on YouTube in that way.
I'm the same. I'm kind of like reading spiky bits or like Warhammer community or just the Discord that are out there, and like try to keep myself updated.
Yeah.
But there are tons of good. I just can't think of anyone in particular.
Yeah.
I have 2 that I've seen more lastly, and mostly because of Old World. Usually I go and look at news or writings about fantasy, and then I can go to YouTube and search for it to get how do other people react to this. I get my own. I know my own reaction, but I want to search out and see how other people react. And I listen a lot to. Sorry for saying the channel wrong. Maybe Luke Blacksill. He's I think he has commented on one of our videos too.
Yeah, is it
Dr. Luke Blacksley. He has a lot of hair and
he's very charismatic.
Very charismatic.
Old school armies.
Old school and he has the very thematic when he speaks, and so I've been watching him when he discusses news about Old World. Also, I have seen some videos from Square Based, and I think that's I'm not if I'm wrong here, but I think that's a fairly new channel. So there's been another channel, and they have started a channel for.
Isn't that the Honest Wargamer?
Yes,
what is his
yes,
channel?
yes.
That one?
It's that one. So I think they're kind of taken Square Based as a separate channel or separate discussion.
Yeah, I looked at that as well, and they had 3 videos and 1,000 subs in like a month, and I was like, how is this possible? And then I looked like, it's Honest Wargamer.
Yeah.
Right. Then I get it.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
Square Based. Yeah, so I watched what they've seen too, but I wouldn't say that anyone is like a favorite. It's just I want to see other types of reactions. So when I look for news kind of feed, news creators.
Yeah. What kind of content do you watch when you look at hobby stuff? Like it can be anywhere from like painting, sculpting.
Goobertown.
Goobertown? Yeah, I like Goobertown. He's great.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Goobertown Hobbies. He puts such much of effort in every YouTube. He's very knowledgeable.
Seems like such a nice guy as well.
Yeah, seems like a nice guy. I don't know. I just when I want to have what do you say? You need to get some inspiration. Yeah. If I look for inspiration, I go to Goobertown Hobbies and take something. It's always fun.
Me myself, we always all of us I think watch Squidmar as well. At least from time to time. And he lives quite close there. He lives 3 hours away. He lives in my hometown where I grew up. So he's kind of close.
It's close by our standards. Just to be fair.
Yeah. But I think he makes great stuff as well.
I find him harder to watch all the time because you don't know what you get. Each new movie, or each new content he produces is something spectacular. I wouldn't call he's kind of like a Mr. Beast. You don't know Mr. Beast kind of video for miniature.
Yeah.
I like the content, but it's more I need to be in the mood to get something. You don't know what you get.
It's
what
a
you
bit
get.
Of a spectacle, I guess.
It's
but in a good way.
It's a good, fantastically produced, good sound, good quality. Everything with it is good, but you don't. I mean, often when I go to YouTube, I know that I want this kind of content. I want a battle report. I want this. So it's not that often I go to his channel.
I think he has pivoted as well, because if you look at the earlier videos, there's a lot of how-to content, and he's very explaining of the because I think he worked with photography before. So he's very knowledgeable in the lights and the color spectrum, how to produce something or make it look real. He's an excellent painter, but I think he's churned through everything he can produce, and now it's more of
Mr. Beast
stuff happening.
But it's fun.
A quick note about Squidmar as well. I checked what cameras he used in his earlier videos, and that's why we bought the cameras we have here. So that is it wouldn't say a recommendation, but I found that this was the cameras he was using. So that if it's good enough for him, then it must be good enough for us. So and they're quite not that
should
expensive.
Be.
So what do you watch for hobby stuff, Jonas?
For hobbies, is always Juan Hidalgo. He is the go-to guy. I think he has the perfect mix of like a fun personality, interesting projects, and excellent tutorials. I don't know of anyone that is better at teaching out the kind of painting style that I want to learn.
He's so good as well. Like he's so good. It's insane.
And he has this like a very humble like style. Like if you make a mistake, it's kind of like what's that? The
Bob
famous
Ross.
Bob Ross of painting Warhammer. It's
as soon as you said humble.
But he was like, if you make a little mistake, you go back and fix it, and it can even improve upon the model. And
Yeah.
What channel did you say that was?
Juan Hidalgo.
I've never seen that.
He is like, and he makes those bit like sketches at the start of the videos at times, and he has like when what's it called, the cursed the box set,
Cursed City.
Cursed, yeah.
He has like the best take on it, because I know that not everyone was all that.
I have to check it out. I think I've seen some videos, but I think I have to check it out. Isn't he famous in the mini painting world? Has he won
should be.
awards?
He should like the Golden Demon.
Yeah.
His standard should have earned him a gold.
Because I watch a similar channel which is Tovarian Miniatures, I think it's called, and I think he's a Golden Demon winner. And he also has the standard is crazy high, and he's it's a kind of a similar style to Juan Hidalgo, teaching you how to make like insane standards of painting.
You should contact them and hear. Do they only paint the front row? Or do they live up to the hype in all the rows? Like if you pick one in the 5th row and it's just he has no pants or something.
We would like an entire High Elf army painted as a sponsorship.
I would love it.
Do it. We have 1,700 subscribers. Make it happen.
But I
is fun.
I look at I don't know the name of him, but Eons of Battle. He does a lot of varying project. He paints some stuff, he builds some stuff, he picks up a box and magnetizes it. He does a lot of different things, but short, nice videos with the glints in the eye. It's nothing complicated. But if I wanna do something specific myself, I often turn into different YouTubers. There's not one that covers everything you want to do. You want to do sandbags or basing. Just there's a lot of content online.
Some are particularly good at scenery.
Yeah.
Then you go to the train people.
Yeah. Train.
Model
train.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I also watch a lot of Miniac.
He's
really good. He does a lot of fun stuff. And he's a great painter as well. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I know that he has competed, at least in a lot of different painting competitions, and maybe Golden Demon. I'm not sure if he's won anything, but he's a great painter.
Yeah, definitely.
So I like to watch a lot of his stuff. But if we look at like the last part of the Warhammer or like hobby miniature scene, then we have the lore stuff. Which people do follow for lore? Martin, do you have any lore?
The only lore I actually consume is in the Black Library books. I haven't looked or listened to just minor parts sometimes when a creator explains a setting or something, but I don't listen to lore creators.
I need to check which book I'm at in the Black Library stuff. Book 33 on the Horus Heresy. This means I think it's over 100 books now. So it's quite a few, but they're in varying quality. Some are great and some are just like, this isn't that good. But I need to read it too.
Yeah. Are they connected? Like in
they're not.
You have to read book 34 to understand the reflections. Sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. Some of them connect back to other books, and they happen like in sequence, but. Sometimes you've been following, like, so let's say the Ultramarines. Then you jump to the White Scars, and then you can jump like back in time, how they perceive the Horus.
So there are small connections.
Yeah, there are connections for sure. They're not like standalone books, but if you have read like the first 5, you can probably pick up quite a few of them without having read all the rest. Because I jump sometime in between them. I start a really boring book, and I'm like, I jump to the next one, and I'll take this one later. But do you have any lore channels you follow? Jonas?
I tend to like watch Duety and stuff. He's probably like the gold standard. I don't think I can think of any better channel. I don't know if I can recommend this guy, but he's kind of funny and he's my type of humor. But there's this guy called Major Overkill. He's Australian.
Yeah, Major Kill.
Major Kill.
Yeah,
but he has like, he's probably not for everyone.
Yeah, no, but he does some
and
shorter lore videos.
Yeah, and he has like the spread. He's like the shotgun of if you want to learn lore, because there's like he covers everything. You never know what the next video is going to be about.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Leviathan as well, but he really releases videos so seldom. And also a guy called Wolf Lord Row, but that is for 40k. I'm not sure are there any active like Warhammer Fantasy lore people?
I bet it is, but I don't. I read the books. I read Black Library books. Yeah. And I also it's one homepage that has so much lore. You often you just searching for a character. You always end up on the same homepage, but I don't remember. But mostly I read books.
Yeah. And I think one thing I sometimes want to watch like Age of Sigmar lore to see how that goes, but the 40k creators are so good. So when you watch a creator for like a smaller game, you can really tell the difference in like production value and stuff like that. So I usually fall back to the 40k stuff, unfortunately. Like, but that's the same thing that we talked about with battle reports. Like the standard is higher for 40k than it is for fantasy. Like there's no two ways about it.
Maybe we can get some tips. Best lore creator.
Yeah,
who should we watch? Who should we follow?
Yeah, for sure.
But I've been a little bit scared watching the lore videos since I tried to read the books. I don't want to get spoiled on books that are 30 years old.
There might be more people like you, so that's why it isn't as big.
I'm not sure, but I haven't looked into it either. It might be some super creator of fantasy lore, but I haven't.
It would be nice to discover if anyone gets tips.
Now might be a good time for like mentioning it. Like if you have recommendations out there, we would love to see them in the comments as well.
Yeah. So this weekend, or while we are recording this, yesterday, they released a new model for the old world, the Bone Dragon, or the Tomb King or High Priest on a Bone Dragon.
Yeah.
And there wasn't so much information on the subject other than a cool video, a few pictures, and the options to build it 2 ways. But have you seen the reveal, or did you stay up all night to watch
No,
it?
I didn't stay up all night. It was like 3 in the morning here. But they released both the Bone Dragon and a Monarch, I believe. It's Monarch.
It's the guy that has like the weird flail.
Yeah, he has the flail stuff.
Or like weird.
Yeah, but that was a part of the kit.
Okay.
So if you could build it as a Tomb King, there were different palanquins, like the
okay.
The houses on the back of the
Necroc.
dragon. Yeah, but the
Necroc
houses are
Tomb
called
King.
palanquins.
Yeah.
So if you build the High Priest, then you can build the Tomb King on foot.
Yeah.
To the side. But I don't think it works the other way around. Because he stands up in his palanquin and the High Priest sits down. So
overall,
standalone.
I felt like the bigger kits have been very interested in that way, that you get a lot of options.
Yeah.
So you can build it 1 or 3 ways, and you can take some bits to do something else. I think that's the most positive thing I have felt from the kit review or the kit releases.
Yeah.
And this is not an exception. I mean, you can build 3 things, and you can maybe have if you build the High Queen, I bet you can make a really cool Tomb King on foot.
Yeah.
Even if you build a
And
kit
there's
on
lots
mount.
of small pieces as well. Like there's a skeleton cat walking on some parts.
I really like the model. I think the
Yeah,
dragon
it's
looks
beautiful.
good. It has a bit like a crocodile head and also the big like shield here on the back, and I think it looked good.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we don't have any like there wasn't a Bone Dragon for Tomb Kings in 8th edition, so this is completely new.
I'm not sure. Do they have a character? Can a character in 8th edition be mounted on a Bone Dragon?
Not in
Not in
Tomb
8th
Kings.
edition. No, that was kind of what I felt. But what can I use this for?
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't think so. It's definitely no they can't. I'm sure.
But it's
I'm positive.
it's a different dragon, because if you look at it, has to be on 100 by 150 base. Like the other dragons come on.
No, they.
50. No. I have 2 dragons at home, and they're on
50 times
100. 50 times 100.
The zombie dragon is 150 by 100.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it
the
is.
Terror Guys as well.
Terror
But
Guys
the
too.
High Elves and Dark Elves dragons are on
Chariot
small
base.
bit.
chariot bases, yeah.
But there was a hint in the lowest part of the text section that said that both characters, the High Priest and the Tomb King, had a lot of decisions to make in the strategy phase. So it's not a monster, it's gonna be a lord or hero in some way. I would love to see it as a standalone monster as well. But there's rules coming every Monday up until Christmas. So tomorrow we'll get fight phase, most likely.
I guess that it will be 2 more news sections until this video come out.
Yeah,
So it
probably.
will come out
Yeah.
maybe in 2 weeks. So we get 2 more news sections that we don't know about.
No. But I'm really looking forward to Close Combat, because that's going to be like the make or break it for me.
Is that the next one?
Yeah,
It's
tomorrow.
probably going to be the next one. If they go
So it's
in
that's tomorrow then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tomorrow.
Do you have any predictions that you dare to say and you have wrong tomorrow?
Since they use the ballistic skill system for shooting, they should use the weapon skill system for Close Combat as well.
Yeah.
And that would be great that they keep that.
There's so much information to consume,
To unpack.
and it's a lot of guessing right now.
Yeah. But that is fun, I think.
It is
Yeah.
fun. It is fun.
Amazing.
That's what I brought it up. It would be fun to have a guess and see how far we go tomorrow if we guess right or wrong. But I think that one thing that I'm pretty sure that we will see that they keep the table for weapon skill.
Yeah.
That's one thing, and but there's still some questions to see.
I just thought it was fun because they have 4 phases, and each phase has 4 sub phases.
Yep.
And they were so determined to have 4 sub phases in the shooting phase that one of them was remove models.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
is that gonna be a thing in the fight phase?
Maybe
Fight back, break test, remove models.
Yeah, probably.
Could it be that easy?
Probably. But I think that's also a little bit smart that it will be maybe easier to remember in some way. That now we have a phase and we should remember that it's 4 sub phases that needs to be done. So you have something
You can have
to
like a checklist.
mental checklists.
Then I can't skip the shooting phase anymore. Then I have to do
models.
remove models. I'm just gonna take these.
But it's probably good to have a cleanup step, I think. If anything, I want to make a speculation that I think that they are gonna reduce how powerful units in general are at killing other stuff. I think that units are gonna stay on the table longer in the old world than they did in 8th edition.
I hope not.
I think a lot of
I think
a lot
that
of
goes
things.
into like the model count as well. Like fewer models, the models need to stay on average like 10 to 20% more durability.
The way the what was it? Ward save. Well, it felt like it's toned down, so you don't have the extremes. You don't have the extreme bads and extremes goods, but you have more variation between in the middle.
Push and pull. Like you don't break outright and remove 30 models from the table. You push them back, and they might like 6 models might go off the table.
But I'm afraid that will prolong the game like insane amounts because close combat is what takes time.
I also feel when I compare games, and I often do, I often say that playing Warhammer Fantasy it's like playing in Las Vegas. It's high stakes, and that's the thing that makes it fun too. You have a couple of things that if this go wrong, I will lose. And those dice throws when a lot of things are on the line is one of the things that I like the most. It's so much adrenaline, you scream at the game, and if you have less of that and more like... That's one of the things that I not that particularly interested in 40k. I feel it's a lot of... It doesn't matter that much, a dice throw, as when you have lost combat and I'm having... Like half of my army is now going to make a fleet test. Even though I have to do a dice between below 10, it's a dice throw that is very, very impactful. Yeah. So that's like
but I'm guessing
heroin.
You can still have a large unit fleeing, but if you want to compare it to 40k, there's always more options in 40k. So you can still have, okay, this unit is fleeing, he's worthless in fantasy. But in 40k, more often than not, they can still block out, they can deny deep strikes and stuff. So you can still use them. So it depends on how they keep them on the table. Because if you have a unit that's fleeing, it's worth almost nothing. But if that unit in turn can deny march or objective, something you can make use of the units.
Yeah, there's less times when a unit just dies.
Absolutely.
A single dice, and that's a lot of critique on like the Magic in 8th edition. Some people say that it's a shit show because everything dies.
It is,
but it's also something that I like.
You do.
Sometimes.
Well, to disagree.
Well, when you have a magic spell that goes horribly wrong, I mean that's the high stakes. Like I said in Vegas, it's you have a dice roll, it's all or nothing.
That's Demon Prince that goes into the warp.
Demon Prince into the warp. Purple Sun straight through 800 points of trolls. Yep. You have what's they called, the dreaded 13.
Yeah.
Putting away Slun.
Yeah.
And his whole units of Temple Guard. It's so swingy.
I have been mad many times.
Yeah.
But I also been very, very happy many times. So that's the... And when you take out the extremes, that's the thing I fear will be less of. Those dice rolls where you actually scream or where you...
But that makes the game more competitively viable as well.
Probably.
I think if they change it up so that fleeing or decimated units still can be put to some use, but you have to be smart about it, then it could be an extension of the game. Like I have 6 fleeing white lions. I want to deny you to march in this sector by having them there, or something like that, to make use of the small broken out units. It could be good, it could be terrible.
I think it's different cup of tea. Yeah. Some people don't like it when you fail and it's a lot of things that dies.
Yeah.
It can make a person stop playing the game. So, I on the other hand, I like the risk having it those days that it actually goes to catastrophe, because some of the days I have where everything goes good.
It creates memories, at least.
It creates memories in a different way when you have a match, even a match where you lost. I remember when a match that I lost horribly. I remember it like yesterday. So even if it's a bad memory, it makes memories.
Yeah, we had a game, I don't remember who it was against, where I played Kazrak One-Eye with the ambushers, gores and everything. Yeah, and you put a spell on my block of bestigores, like my hammer unit, and everyone except one character died.
Yeah.
Turn 2.
Yeah, that's a bit bad.
Was it against Skaven?
Yeah, it was against Skaven.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Since he survived, they didn't turn into rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Skaven.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
So it was against my own army as well.
Yeah. But if we take a look at like the last podcast we did get a question since the last time, right?
Yeah. And before mentioning the question in particular, we would really like people to send in their thoughts, ideas, and future questions for us to answer. Please write them in the comments below and we'll have a go at them.
Yeah.
I did prepare some questions for you guys. The question in particular was, how do you feel about the upcoming tournament Dalaslaget, the winter edition?
Yeah, it's in the 9th and 10th of March.
Yeah. And Andre, what is the smartest thing that you are bringing to the tournament?
The smartest thing I'm bringing to the tournament,
my friends.
I was saying probably my friends, because it's now the biggest. Well, I'm gonna play Lizardman, and I think that Tato Echo is a great unit. I think it's a great unit. I haven't played him so much, but he can do some shenanigans with Vanguard, and he also have a reroll on the comment of Cazadora. So that's the thing I looking forward to play with, I guess. Generally looking forward just having fun, because it's always fun. Even if I lose or win, it's fun playing at Dalaslaget.
I think your magic phase is the absolute strongest part of your list. It's very well done.
Well, I did just say I like magic phase. I do like the magic phase. I have so many armies that are heavy into magic. So it's no exception this time.
Måns, what are you gonna do to bring home the bacon? The first position that you're aiming for every time.
Yeah.
What is your special tactic for this year?
My special tactic. Yeah, well, I placed third the last 2 tournaments. So I'm thinking about giving Asaro the stomach flu. So because both of the times I've come third, he has come first. So we've shared the podium here twice. But I think what I need to do to take it to the next step is probably playtest a bit more. I only had like 5 games last time, and maybe 6 or 7 the time before that. So maybe start playtesting a bit earlier and adjust the army list as we go. But I really want to take it home, because if the old world is really, really good, this might be the last tournament of 8. If the old world is really good. So I have to end it on a good note, I feel.
Okay.
Oof.
Martin, you mentioned that you had a special idea for the upcoming Dalaslaget. Would you tell us about it?
In regards of
what you want out of the event?
Yeah, my plan is to. I have announced that I'm going, but I have left my spot open for someone. If the spots are not filled, I will play. But if there's an abundance of player, I will take a step back and try to moderate the stream and try to interview a few people and make some content and basically just be there to enjoy the tournament.
Yeah, but it can be nice to get some more time in between.
Absolutely.
Because it's really hectic when you get into the gaming.
It is hectic. There's a few moments between the games, and I'm sort of looking forward to not playing this year or the next tournament, just to be able to document stuff. I think I have 3 pictures from the last tournament, and I wanna be more in the moment and meet people. So if all goes right, I will probably moderate the live stream.
You might be our commentator.
I might be, but I'm hoping for someone with more knowledgeable reputation of the rules.
Maybe a co-host?
At least co-host, yeah. Because I'm gonna make shit up on the spot. Oh, you can't do that. That's legal. Yeah. 0-20 to Asaro.
As soon as the game starts.
Yeah. Oh, too ugly. No, but I have done a list that I will play test with Skaven, just for the fun of it, to bring a new army. Yeah. I don't want to play the same army twice, or at least 3 times, but I know that's the way to learn, but I'm not there to win like once.
Okay. From right to left then, which army do you think is going to pick it home? Not like the player, which army do you think is the strongest going out of 8?
Oh, that's difficult, but I think there was a lot of Dark Elves last time, and Dark Elves definitely have the potential to take it home. So I'm probably gonna say Dark Elves.
S-tier Dark Elves.
Yeah.
Martin?
I want to say Warriors of Chaos.
Warriors of Chaos. Oh,
yeah.
Strong choice. André?
Lizardman is gonna take it home.
No.
Oh, yeah, I figured that one of you guys had to mention your own army.
No.
I'm just gonna use Lore of Shadows, initiative test. What is called? The Doom something? You need to pass an initiative or
Pit of Shades.
Pit of Shades. Yeah. You have like initiative 1, 2.
2.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be over.
I can at least say that I don't think that ogres or dwarves are gonna take it home. They're too specialized. I don't think ogres can win.
Ogres could, but I
don't think so.
Ogres can.
Death Star ogres is
yeah, but I feel the movement of dwarves is so it's such a big penalty playing with so low movement.
Since 3 of the games are objective based,
when you
need
play
the movement.
Yeah, when we play objective based scenarios and you have an army that has movement 0. It's a nightmare. I don't envy the dwarf players. It must be hard.
Lord of Shadows, you can lower the movement by D3.
Yeah.
Go from D3 to 1.
Yeah.
I think it's a minimum of 1.
It's so disgusting.
I want to march too.
You never get middle in 6.
No.
But thank you all out there for watching.
Yeah.
I have a special thank to Starleaf81 who sent the question regarding Dalaslaget.
Thank you. So,
yeah.
And we'll catch you all in a future podcast.
Yeah. Bye.